Verbs, conjugation, être. Être, or in English to be, is an irregular verb. What is an irregular verb? Irregular verbs don't follow the regular pattern when they're conjugated. So as we've previously seen, there are three groups of verbs in French. Groups where the infinitive ends in er, groups where the infinitive ends in ir, and groups where the infinitive ends in re. Each of those groups has its own pattern for conjugating the regular verbs. This is really good because it means that if we want to learn a new verb, all we need to do, once we have learned the pattern, is to learn the infinitive. This allows us to learn a lot of verbs very quickly. We just take the new infinitive, apply the pattern to use it. And that helps us to become very fluent very quickly with very little effort. So, unfortunately though, not all verbs are regular. Some verbs have an irregular pattern, and that pattern tends to be unique to themselves or shared by only a very small group of verbs. And in these cases, we need to learn the pattern off by heart for each, how to conjugate that verb for each personal pronoun in each tense. So, how many verbs do we have to do this with? The good news is not a lot. Those verbs that are irregular tend to be ones that are used very often and in many different contexts throughout the language. This means they have to fit into lots of different places, and in order to do that, they can't maintain a regular pattern and still be easily usable and pronounceable. So they become irregular in order to fit in. Let's have a look at être in the present tense. On the left-hand side, we have the personal pronouns. And in the middle, we have the French conjugation of être in the present tense. One conjugation per point of view. First person singular, second person singular, etc. On the right-hand side, we have the English translation. I'm going to sound them out so you can hear them. Je suis, tu es, il est, or elle est, or on est. Nous sommes, vous êtes, ils sont, or elles sont. Take a look at these verbs, write them down in the French, learn to conjugate them in the present tense. For practice, when you can conjugate être in the present tense and write it down correctly 3 times without looking, and you can speak it 3 times correctly without looking, post it up on the Telford LDS French Fluency group so that under session 2, so that I know that you've cracked être in the present tense. Good luck. C'est la fin.